if you look at the recommendations that have been given to the monsters that we've been dealing with, if you start with the pending bills, which up to now, there's a committee that is verifying the pending bills and the debts that we are having, so that now, Honorable Iko, we can't tell, we still don't know the total amount of pending bills. Let's keep our cool and wait for the report of the verification committee, and we'll be able to tell the amount that we are still owing. And again, it's true that most of these pending bills are coming from the debts and the accruals and the interest that we ought to have paid. And maybe there are some reluctances from the staffs of the county government of Kisumu that made these bills to elapse to the other financial years. And I believe that taking the direction that we've decided to take with this CFSP, we are going to deal with these monsters once and for all. If you look at growth in personnel and emoluments, and again, you look at the wage bill that we are having, it's still the same thing. And from the report, there is a recommendation that has been given for the human resource audit, and we are still waiting for that. And remember, the county has decided that we have to live within our means, and that's why we are recommending for this report. We are recommending for this audits to be done so that we can know exactly where we stand as a county. If you look at the on-source revenue, which is also a contributor to this pending bills that we are talking about, we still believe that we have enough potential to meet our targets. And the measures that have been put in this report, at least, will give us the way forward on how to handle the on-source revenue, on how we can deal with those streams that we are having. It's true that this document is giving the ceilings for each and every department, and the departments have been, the sectors have been requested to prioritize the incomplete projects in their sectors, right? Like the one that Honorable Nyaoke was talking about, Sondu Market and Paponditi Market. If we go with the spirit of this CFSP report, Madam Speaker, I want to believe that those incomplete projects are going to be given the priorities, and we'll never talk about them again. This is the first time that we want to treat a disease that we've never attempted to treat. And this has been caused by having an ambitious budget for the revenues that we cannot even achieve. And we expect the development projects that we've been having to be completed, and yet we've not been generating enough resources to handle this. If there is a concern which was raised by Honorable Kelvin on the Department of Infrastructure, Roads and Public Works, and indeed they gave us their submission, and it was taken seriously. And as a member of the Budget Committee, I too believe that their ceiling will be reviewed by the Cabinet so that the expectations of the people outside there can also be matched. If you look at the growth rate that Honorable Iko has been talking about, the growth rate of the county government, I also agree with you, Mr. Honorable Iko, that the growth rate should match the expectations and the aspirations of the people of Kisumu County. And I believe that going forward, the growth rates that will be given will be able to match the expectations that the public outside there is having on us. When we are dealing with this report, Madam Speaker, we've noted that we have several concerns. and lamentations. And we all agreed that the best way forward is to look for solutions, starting with the county, the county executive, the executive, the assembly, and each and every member has to play a role. What is expected of us as a committee and as the members and as the representatives of the people is that when there is a problem, what do we do as a family? We are all members of the Kisumu County. If you have a solution, let's come together and help our county to move on. I therefore, Madam Speaker, reply. Thank you.
Honorable members, the motion on adoption of reports of Budget and Appropriation Committee on consideration of the Kisumu County Fiscal Strategy paper for the financial year 2025-2026 and the medium term has been presented, seconded, and debated. I want to put a question, and I put that as many as of the opinion that the motion on adoption of the report of Budget and Appropriation Committee on consideration of the Kisumu County Fiscal Strategy paper for the financial year 2025-2026 and the medium term, say aye. As many as the contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. And the motion on adoption of the report of Budget and Appropriation Committee on consideration of the Kisumu County Fiscal Strategy paper for the financial year 2025-2026 and the medium term has been adopted today, Wednesday, 9th April 2025 at 10:44 a.m. And I want to direct that the recommendations of this report and that of the House debate be directed to the relevant department for action. Next order.
Thank you, Madam Speaker and honorable members. We don't have any other business for debate.
Honorable members, there's no any other business before this honorable house. Therefore, they will stand adjourned till today, Wednesday, 9th April 2025 at 2:30 p.m.